Hi there, I'm Rachel Bagels. Today I'm going to teach you how to make wine gummies. Because in today's world where there's no rules, you can drink at any time of day and we're all just trying to get through it, why not? Am I right? I know. There's only 3 ingredients. We've got 1 cup of white wine, 4 tablespoons of gelatin, and 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Now this recipe is super simple and not much involved in making it. It's mostly just waiting because gelatin needs to fully set and we will have yummy gummies at the end of this. And the important thing with wine gummies is to have everything prepared ahead of time. Speaking of which, I should get my molds. I'm gonna use sheet pans to just place my molds on. That way they're easier to carry. The molds are very flexible and I don't want any spillage. Proper words, spillage. I've got my molds set up here on these sheet pans. And I'm just using random molds that I have in the house. I've got some squares, I've got some little Lego pieces, and I've got these little drops. And that's what I'm gonna use. So now that my molds are prepped and ready to go, I can start making my gummies. So I've got a small saute pan here. I'm gonna go ahead and bloom my gelatin directly into this pan. So that way it's super easy to just heat and melt the gelatin later. I can just go directly into the pan. I'm gonna pour my wine into my pan. And then I'm going to add the gelatin. And I'm gonna mix it up. Important thing is to get out all those clumps, so we really wanna mix it up. And really, really mix it in. Perfect. So this should take only a few minutes to bloom. We're gonna wait until it becomes this like gloopy mass, but we want it to be firm that you can touch it with your fingertip. I'm going to make sure to keep my measuring cup here because once the liquid is ready, I'll pour it into here so that way I have a little spout to pour it into my molds. If you have little pipettes or syringes, those work too, but I'm just gonna use my measuring cup and a hopefully steady hand. Coming back to it, my gelatin is fully bloomed. You can tell it's quite firm and it's this like gloopy, squishy thing. Ready to go. So I'm gonna put it on my stovetop here and I'm gonna start melting it. The gelatin melts into the wine itself. Once it's liquid, we can dissolve the sugar and that's it. That's our liquid to then be set and to create these yummy gummies. Keep saying yummy gummy. So you'll notice pretty quickly that it's gonna start to melt. We just wanna let the gelatin fully dissolve into the wine. Anytime you're utilizing gelatin, you need to bloom it and then you need to dissolve it. Bloom in cold, dissolve in hot. We're gonna let this heat up for a little bit more and then we will add our sugar. I want you in my room, spend the night together, from now until forever. Boom, 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 boom. Do, 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 do. Since this is white wine, we can kind of see through it as we're mixing it around. If you notice any of the gelatin settling on the bottom, just mix it in there. We want to make sure that it fully incorporates into the liquid itself. Now that this is nice and hot, we're going to dissolve our sugar into it. Just give it a good mix. Sugar will dissolve, everything will come together, and then it will be ready to pour. Very important step as well. Make sure you have room in your fridge for a whole sheet pan or 2 or however many you are using for this. The last thing you want is for you to go into your fridge teeter-tottering with with your liquid in these molds and you lose some liquid. All right, so we're gonna remove that from the heat. We can pour it into our measuring cup. Perfection. All right, now that the liquid is ready to go, we'll pour it into our molds. It's very important to be very gentle as you pour. Fill it right up as high as you possibly can go. Let's finish off the rest. You'll notice that these are going to start setting pretty quickly, but we need to make sure that they set fully. So I'm gonna leave them in the fridge for an hour or so. I'll go check on them and I'll take them out when they're perfectly firm. How exciting. I'm gonna build a brick mountain out of these gummies. So exciting. All right. So I have removed my gummies from the fridge. They're all ready. So I'm just gonna pop them out of the mold. It'll be super easy, just release. Look at that. How exciting is that, right? Oh, they just come right out. I'll put them on a plate. So cool. I mean, and so easy. Like, oh, how easy was it to make these, right? Super easy. Bam! How cool. How cool is that? And it's wine! And there's more. I gotta make room. See, this is why I like the flexible silicone molds, because they literally just pop right out. Look at how they come out so perfectly. Just look, all of these gummies. So fun, so easy. That's wine. Thank you so much for watching. Happy gummy making.